Still haven't gotten a good explanation why at UFC 279 Johnny Walker was kicked to the streets wearing nothing but his fight kit. COVID is not a good explanation. Never mind there's 20,000 people jammed into arena. Those types of restrictions are no longer in place and never were to such a strong degree. We never heard of anybody being tossed to the curb like that, but if it were to happen to any fighter, it would be Johnny Walker. That man is a magnet for insanity. Of course, he did not deserve that blatant disrespect, but cartoonish lunacy always seems to pursue him with relentless force. He'd walk into a peaceful meditation class, take a seat, and you'd expect a truck to come crashing through the ceiling and land on his head and not be surprised at all. You couldn't tell by his ultra positive attitude, but Li Jingliang also had a rough week. He spent a lot of time, energy, care, and cash to get all suited up for a press conference that was cancelled. And his fight got cancelled, and he had to take on a tough guy in D-Rod who weighed 8.5 pounds more than him. Li does well, and most think he wins, but the judges give D-Rod the split decision. So rough week for Li, but he earned a lot of respect from fans during fight week. So did Kevin Holland, but he also had a tough go over the weekend. He went from having a good stylistic fun matchup for him lined up to the worst possible matchup in Khamzat Chimaev. Credit to Holland because guys don't want to fight Khamzat on a million days notice, never mind 1 day's notice. But Kevin Holland is that guy, but one of the problems with being that guy who is willing to fight anyone, anytime, anywhere is the UFC expects you to do that and even take on a nightmare opponent on just 1 day's notice. As a result, Holland got mauled and tapped out in round 1, but I think he's earned the favor of Dana White in the UFC, so they'll likely take care of him in upcoming months and years, hopefully with more than just a 3-month trial of Fight Pass, but we shall see. And one guy who had a good stroke of luck over the fight week was Nate Diaz. He picked up a win over Tony Ferguson, but dodged the bullet in not having to fight Khamzat. UFC did all they could to send Nate off with a beating, but fate conspired in his favor. He sidestepped that, and he took advantage of a more favorable matchup with Ferguson and tapped him out, and that's quite impressive. Tapping out Tony Ferguson is not easy, but Nate walks away from his UFC career with a win and looking like a star as he segues into boxing.